Hello, and thank you for joining me here on Sew Stitch Hex. Today is another regular book review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Crown of Coral and Pearl. Here's the book. It's really pretty. It is written by Rutherford. Now, I listened to mine on audiobook because I really like Audible, by Amazon. And being a Prime member and an Audible user and a Kindle user, I love it all. So, this was a pretty good book. It was the idea of, oh yeah, spoilers, if you forgot. A book review has spoilers. People forget that. I don't know how, but they do. So, spoilers. This book is about how there's two girls. They're twins. And they're in a kingdom which uses beauty as the main threat. And just look at the color on this. Oh, I love it. I do wish they had a drawing of like the coral or pearl or something. Anyway, basically the kingdom is ruled by a larger kingdom. So there's a small little kingdom, and they're kind of like they're a village, but they're built on piers, kind of. They don't actually have land. They're out at sea, and they are a sea-based village. They are controlled by this kingdom. They used to be a queendom, but until a queen is born, kings are going to be in charge, which bothered me for a different reason later. But the two girls that are the stars for a good minute, and one that is the main character, Nar, they are twins. And the one girl was injured. Her name means coral. And she ends up being injured by the blood coral, which is very poisonous and very dangerous. If you get hit by the blood coral, you'll die. But their kingdom is given food and fresh water from the larger kingdom by providing pearls, because the pearls are supposed to provide health and they're supposed to heal you. Even though the prince is like a twat waffle and he just kind of eats them whole. He's so strange. But what they do is the girls are judged off how beautiful they are. And the most beautiful girl in the village, when it's time to pick a new queen, she is sent over and they are forced to marry. But as the book goes on, something that bothers me is that they find out, which I kind of knew was going to come, that the elders of the village had no idea what was actually happening to the girls. They get married off. If they're not liked, they get married to someone else. They are they're at the mercy of the kingdom. Even the village has always been at the mercy of the kingdom. And in this case, the girls have no idea. And it's rumored that if there were any daughters in all the time the kings have been in succession, which it's most likely. There is no way that there's not been a daughter born in all the time, that they've just killed the little girls in their cradles so they could keep the kings in charge. But there is a queen, and this is a anonymous trope that's been happening lately. I say anonymous trope because it's like the trope of the trope of this woman, and you don't know who she is. She's super like ominous and anonymous because she doesn't even have a name for the majority of all of the stories. Even in Court of Thorns and Roses, there was the she. In this one, there is the queendom, and you're like, who is she? And you find out, in like the last few chapters. And up until then, it's the idea that they're bad. I don't know why we have this ominous, powerful woman who's evil. Like, I'm glad there's a powerful woman, but why is she seen as evil? I'm glad we are evolving from thinking she's evil, or just having her be like the most powerful woman possible. Like, but I don't get it. Why is this the trope we're going with? So that kind of bothered me. I do like that in the end, she does get the good prince, I guess, that I actually like. The ending for the bad prince, I don't really like. I didn't really like how he died. Like, yes, I'm glad he said he might not be fully dead. He might revive in the next book. Who knows? But I didn't really like how that resolved. I like that Nar is in transit to the queendom. However, that just leaves us waiting. And I want to know what happens. Will she be received poorly? Probably. For plot device, she'll be received poorly. But she is on Xander, which is the prince's horse. So maybe they'll recognize the horse, but I doubt such details would be noticed if there's an intruder coming into their kingdom or queendom. And I want to know how this is going to play out. Like, are we going to find out that the other prince is actually not dead? What's going to happen? So this is something that I'm glad I read, or listened to and read. It was really good. I mostly enjoyed the dynamics of the fact that she knows she's not her twin sister, but she has to pretend she is. And it's strange because no one would realistically notice unless they knew her and her passion. They wouldn't really know. However, the fact that she saves that prince when he almost drowned, testing out his device, and then goes through that trial herself, that was great. That was good for her character development, but that was so annoying. Like, so annoying. I wish it could have made him grow as a character. Instead, I feel like he had the chance and then blew it. And that's just kind of disappointing. Like, why even have that instance happen if it's not going to grow the character? So, overall, this is a good read. I'd recommend it if you haven't. And if you've watched this far, then you know what happens. It's just the fact of feeling it. Although, there was this one line that I absolutely loved. I don't even have to read it. It was, he knows I'm as stubborn as a barnacle. And I just died. It was great. Stubborn as a barnacle. I just laughed about it for like 20 minutes at work. It was so funny. But overall, I do quite enjoy it. It has cute little pictures sometimes. Let me see. I will find something to read. Queen Talia was the one who introduced me to the pearls, you know, he mused. She told me about their healing powers. She said the village doctors sometimes used them in creams when people were gravely injured. Queen Talia was always trying to help people. She often took me into the sun because it was supposed to be good for me. All it did was burn my skin. So, the prince has like a vitamin D deficiency or something. I don't know what's going on with him. He's so pale and he's so moody and he's such like a sociopath. I don't know what's wrong with him. He has so many problems. I don't like him. I don't like him. You're not supposed to like him. He's awful. Then there's the whole pie with bats in it. That bugged me, if only because like I like bats. I was concerned for the bat safety, but also like too soon, man, too soon. And then the prince is just straight eating them and accusing the people of eating them. Everyone's accusing these people of doing these bad things, like keeping the pearls for themselves, eating the pearls, using them, but no one's actually looking. No one's actually asking, inquiring. No one's taking notes. No one cares. They just like their assumptions. No one is actually trying to seek the truth, and that bothers me. So, it's a good book because it has so many little things that bothers me and so many ways that the characters keep going forward. Her strive to save her sister, to give her sister a better life, even in the face of absolutely miserable existence. It's really good. Steal the crown, save the kingdom. And she was accused of stealing the crown. So, yeah. And no one checked. No one listened. People were actively saying, this is not true. This is not what happened. And everyone else is like, oh, forget you. And then it's just kind of brushed over. They don't really bring it up anymore because it's just more, will they forgive me because they think I did it? Will they forgive me? Because no one listened. And no one cares. And no one's going to keep fighting it. No one's going to keep claiming the truth because no one cares. And I guess that sense of injustice just kind of, it hits. It makes you want to read because you really want her to be happy and you really want to see her in a place where she doesn't have to fight so hard. Yeah. Crown of Coral and Pearl. Mara Rutherford. All right. Thank you for joining me here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!